Top 20 Software Engineer Behavioral Interview Questions and Answers for 2025. Preparing for software engineer behavioral interviews in 2025 requires more than just technical skills. Employers seek candidates who can collaborate, communicate effectively, adapt to change, and solve problems under real-world conditions. This guide provides 20 updated behavioral interview questions and concise answers to help you showcase your soft skills, professionalism, and mindset. Use these examples to craft your own responses and stand out in today's competitive tech landscape. 1. Tell me about a time you worked on a team project. What was your role and how did you contribute? I worked on a web application with a 5-person team, acting as the backend developer. I designed and implemented RESTful APIs and ensured smooth data flow between services. I also led daily stand-ups to align progress. My contributions helped reduce response time by 30%. We used Git for collaboration, and I often resolved merge conflicts, keeping our workflow smooth and efficient. 2. Describe a time you had a conflict with a team member. How did you handle it? During a sprint, a teammate and I disagreed on implementation details. I initiated a private conversation to understand his reasoning. After a calm discussion, we agreed on a hybrid approach that met both of our goals. I learned the importance of listening first, then collaborating. The issue was resolved amicably and our final solution was more robust due to the compromise. 3. Have you ever had to collaborate with cross-functional teams? What was that experience like? Yes, while working on a product release, I collaborated with QA, product managers, and UX designers. We held regular sync-ups to ensure alignment. This collaboration helped me understand the importance of user experience and business goals. I adjusted back-end structures to support front-end needs better. This experience improved the overall product and taught me to value cross-functional input early in the development cycle. 4. Give an example of a time you helped a teammate with their coding task. A junior developer was struggling with integrating a third-party API. I reviewed his code and walked him through OAuth authentication and handling responses. Together, we debugged and got it working within a day. I also shared documentation and tips for future tasks. Helping him boosted his confidence and strengthened our team dynamic. It also reinforced my mentorship and technical explanation skills. 5. Tell me about a time you had to explain a complex technical concept to a non-technical stakeholder. Our project manager needed to understand why feature delivery was delayed. I explained the technical debt issue using a house analogy, comparing it to building without a strong foundation. I broke down terms like refactoring and scalability in simple language. She appreciated the clarity and approved extra time for cleanup. This experience taught me how crucial clear communication is when working with non-technical roles. 6. Describe a situation where you miscommunicated something important. How did you fix it? I once misunderstood a product requirement and built a feature with incorrect assumptions. When the issue surfaced, I immediately took responsibility and explained the misunderstanding. I worked overtime to refactor the code and added a detailed documentation process to prevent future miscommunication. I also started confirming requirements through follow-up emails. This experience taught me to never assume clarity, always double-check interpretations. 7. How do you handle feedback from peers or code reviewers? I welcome feedback as a growth opportunity. When a reviewer once suggested major refactoring, I was initially unsure. Instead of reacting defensively, I reviewed his suggestions objectively, discussed a few points, and learned a better design pattern. Implementing his advice improved my code quality. I've since made it a habit to thank reviewers and incorporate their feedback mindfully. This helped me evolve as a developer. 8. Tell me about a challenging bug you encountered. How did you go about resolving it? In one project, a caching bug caused outdated data to display intermittently. I used logging and step-by-step debugging to isolate the issue. It turned out to be a stale cache that wasn't invalidating on updates. I fixed it by adjusting the cache policy and writing tests to prevent regressions. It was frustrating but rewarding. The key was patience and methodical investigation. 9. Describe a time when you took initiative to solve a problem before being asked. I noticed frequent delays during CI/CD deployments due to outdated scripts. I analyzed the process, rewrote the deployment pipeline using modern tools, and presented it to the team. The new setup reduced build times by 40%. My manager appreciated the initiative and we adopted it across projects. This experience taught me that proactive solutions can have wide-reaching impact even without being formally requested. 10. Have you ever made a mistake in production? What did you learn from it? Yes, I once deployed code without a null check, causing a production crash. I immediately rolled back the change and wrote a hotfix. I then added unit tests and improved our QA checklist. It was a tough lesson in the importance of careful review and testing. From then on, I double-checked edge cases and became a vocal advocate for peer reviews and automated testing. 11. Tell me about a time you had multiple deadlines. How did you prioritize your work? During a busy sprint, I had 3 features to deliver in 1 week. I broke each task into smaller pieces, estimated effort, and aligned with my manager. I prioritized based on business value and dependency order. I used a Kanban board to stay organized and updated stakeholders on progress. 2 features shipped on time, and the third followed a day later. Planning and communication were key. 12. Describe a situation when you had to balance writing quality code with meeting a tight deadline. On a critical product demo deadline, I had to deliver a working prototype in 3 days. I wrote functional code with minimal tests and left notes for future refactoring. After the demo, I scheduled time for cleanup and test coverage. This approach balanced immediate delivery needs with long-term code health. It reinforced that sometimes trade-offs are necessary, but responsible follow-up is essential. 13. Give an example of a time you had to quickly learn a new language or technology. How did you approach it? When assigned to a project using Go, a language I hadn't used before, I quickly completed an online course, read official documentation, and built a small CLI tool as practice. Within a week, I was contributing to production code. I also asked colleagues for feedback and code reviews. This experience taught me how to learn rapidly and adapt in fast-paced environments. 14. Tell me about a time when your project requirements suddenly changed. What did you do? Halfway through development, the client changed key user flow requirements. I paused coding, called a meeting with stakeholders, and discussed the impact. We prioritized must-haves and dropped low-value features. I refactored the architecture to support the new flow with minimal disruption. This experience emphasized the value of flexible design and keeping communication open to quickly adapt to change. 15. Describe a situation where your initial solution didn't work. How did you adapt? I built a real-time messaging system using long polling, but it didn't scale under load. I revisited the architecture and proposed switching to WebSockets. After researching and testing, I implemented the change with minimal downtime. Performance improved significantly. I learned that acknowledging failure and pivoting with data-backed decisions is more valuable than clinging to a flawed approach. 16. Have you ever mentored or onboarded a junior developer? What was your approach? Yes, I mentored a new hire unfamiliar with our stack. I scheduled regular check-ins, created a custom onboarding guide, and paired with them on early tasks. I encouraged asking questions and reviewed their code with constructive feedback. Within weeks, they were confidently contributing. This experience taught me how mentorship boosts team performance and strengthens technical communication skills. 17. Tell me about a time you influenced a technical decision on your team. Our team debated between 2 databases, MongoDB and PostgreSQL. I presented a side-by-side comparison, performance benchmarks, and outlined long-term maintenance concerns. My research helped the team choose PostgreSQL for better consistency and relational structure. The decision paid off during scaling. I learned that clear data and respectful discussion are powerful tools for influencing decisions. 18. Have you ever disagreed with a decision that had ethical implications? How did you handle it? I once questioned a request to track user data without clear consent. I raised my concern with the product lead, referencing GDPR and user trust. After discussion, the team agreed to revise the implementation and include clear opt-in. This experience showed me the importance of speaking up when ethics are involved, even when it's uncomfortable. 19. Describe a time when you had to admit you were wrong or didn't know something. In a design review, I incorrectly stated a performance fact about our framework. A teammate corrected me, and I acknowledged my mistake immediately. I thanked them, researched the topic further, and shared a summary with the team. Admitting I was wrong strengthened team trust and reminded me that humility and curiosity are critical for growth. 20. Tell me about a personal project or something outside of work that you're proud of. I built a budgeting app for personal use that tracks expenses and visualizes spending trends. It helped me learn about mobile development and data visualization libraries. I shared it online and got positive feedback, including feature requests. It was rewarding to build something useful from scratch and reinforced my passion for solving real-life problems through code. Mastering behavioral interview questions is essential for software engineers in 2025, as technical expertise alone isn't enough. Demonstrating how you think, work with others, and handle challenges sets you apart. Use these sample answers as inspiration to reflect on your own experiences. Ready to boost your confidence and land your next tech role? Practice these questions aloud or tailor them with your unique stories, and start preparing smarter today.